I'm a major skeptic on crypto tokens, which you call currency, like Bitcoin. They are decentralized Ponzi schemes, and the notion that's good for anybody is unbelievable.
We have Michael Saylor, CEO and founder of MicroStrategy, again in today's video. He would be revealing why his asset management company is still confident in Bitcoin, despite the fact that they have lost over $1 billion in value of their Bitcoin investment in the past year, due to the crashing market. The CEO of JP Morgan has further rocked the market when he recently called Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme. Welcome to Wealth Supremacy, the channel that keeps you up to date on all things happening in crypto markets and financial space in general. Subscribe to the channel. Back in August 2020, MicroStrategy set the media on alight when the company bought 21,451 bitcoins for $250 million. This was news because MicroStrategy was a NASDAQ-listed company. It's also worthy of note that BlackRock is the largest shareholder of MicroStrategy. This indirectly means BlackRock, an institutional fund management enterprise, is invested in Bitcoin. MicroStrategy CEO and founder Michael Saylor reveals that they had purchased a Bitcoin worth almost $4 billion by that time, and he thinks it's been their best investment so far. In August 2020, Bitcoin averaged a price of $11,700, and now is in the ballpark of $20,000. Mr. Saylor claims that Bitcoin has gone up 65% since then, while other assets had not lived to the expectation, especially gold. Gold is down 18% since 2020, but this is not the whole story.
What's happened since August 10th, 2020, when we adopted Bitcoin as a Treasury Reserve asset? Bitcoin is up 65%. MicroStrategy stock, and MicroStrategy's bought almost $4 billion, not quite, but nearly $4 billion of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy stock is up 66%. So we are tracking slightly ahead of Bitcoin. The S&P is up 14%. The NASDAQ is up 4%. Whoa, 4%. All of big tech is up 4%. Gold is down 18%. And, bonds, the ultra-safe bonds, long-term bonds, down 18%. Oof. So in terms of asset classes, the crazy volatile Bitcoin is the best performing of all those major assets. And then you can say to yourself, well, I'm just going to invest in stocks. Okay, let's look at big tech. Google's up 37%, Apple's up 32%, Microsoft's up 16%, Amazon is down 22%, Facebook is down 45%, and Netflix is down 52%. Okay, MicroStrategy, little MicroStrategy, no one ever heard of, up 66%. Would you have guessed that a mid-sized software company, low growth, mid-sized software company nobody ever heard of, would outperform Google in the last 2 years by a factor of 2? And so last point I make, we compete against companies 100 times as big as us. Oracle, 100 times bigger than us. They're up 25%, IBM's up 3%, Salesforce is down 23%, SAP's down 47%. Okay, so what is the lesson of that? The lesson is we're in the middle of chaos. There is no place to hide.
Year on year, Bitcoin has actually been one of the worst performing assets, losing about 55% of value since August 2021, while gold is down only 6% year on year, trading at $1,650, its lowest since June 2020. For short-term investors, Bitcoin would have been too risky because of its volatility. This is why many traditional investors still trust gold more. It's important to point this out because Bitcoin has outperformed all other assets on the long term, being the best performing asset in history through the course of its existence, but also very volatile that it had been one of the worst performers in the last year.
From March of 2020 to March of 2021, and from March of 21 through the middle of 2022, they're all starting to get their bearings, and they're like, well, I guess, what is Bitcoin, a digital commodity? Do I have to deal with that? Well, now Fidelity's talking about rolling out the 34 million retail accounts. You've got the government embracing crypto assets, saying we better figure it out. Congress, senators getting educated on it. The CFTC, the SEC getting educated on it. Big institutional investors starting to take Bitcoin positions. The media. Now you've got Bloomberg covering crypto. You've got CNBC covering crypto. You've got an entire world, media, analysts, politicians, financiers, and they're all starting to figure this out.
The establishment has generally been against cryptocurrencies. Bank CEOs and heads of biggest establishments in the US are calling the cryptocurrency market a scam. Interestingly, cryptocurrency seems to be winning some members of this group over. Texan politician and Senator Ted Cruz has recently been pushing for support of Bitcoin. Texas has become a hub for Bitcoin mining, with many miners who fled China after the Chinese crypto ban have since made Texas home to their operations. The senator has himself invested in the cryptocurrency. He made the news when he bought $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. BlackRock, which was mentioned earlier in the video, is also making major moves to get its clients invested in Bitcoin. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, with over $10 trillion worth of assets in its care. This company is opening a private trust that would enable institutional investments in Bitcoin.
The gasoline in Sri Lanka is everybody lost everything overnight. The gasoline in Lebanon is the bank freezes their doors and you lose all your money. The gasoline in Argentina is the peso goes from 20 pesos to the dollar to 280 pesos to the dollar in 4 years. Right? The gasoline in Ukraine is oops, there's a war. Banks are, there's a limit to how much money you can withdraw. And the gasoline in Russia is, okay, I get, the stuff you thought you owned in Europe, you don't own that anymore. We're taking that from you, taking your gold, taking your bonds, taking your yachts, taking your villas. So there's a lot of people with a 2x4 to the head, and they're all stunned and they're all trying to figure it out. And there's this colorful debate, a political debate, a media debate, a debate on YouTube, a debate on Twitter. What's the solution? And the only thing we can all agree on is we probably need to look at some new ideas because the old ideas just don't work anymore.
While the U.S. is grappling with high inflation at about 8.5%, developing economies have it a lot worse. As an example, Argentina, whose inflation rate roared past 70% in July, making it the highest the country has seen in 30 years. A poll by Argentina's central bank reveals that financial analysts in the country believe inflation would reach as high as 90% before the end of the year. Michael Saylor thinks it's dire economic situations like this that would be the catalyst for people to adopt alternatives such as Bitcoin. Let's have your thoughts in the comments. Before you go, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.